Good day, everyone, and welcome to Vincotech Delight Limited Data Analytics. This is where you learn everything you need to know about analyzing data as a data analyst. And the journey we are going to begin now is going to start with Excel, starting from the basic level up to the intermediate level. And now we are going to be taking ourselves through all we need to know when it comes to Excel and using it in analyzing our data. So the first thing first we are going to be looking at is the first module of this class, and that one is Introduction to Microsoft Excel. We want to introduce ourselves to what Excel look like, the icons we can see there, the tabs, and many other things that are on the Excel interface, so that when we are working on Excel, it will not look like a mirage to us. We already know where to go, what to do with all these icons, and how to combine them to get whatever we want to get in analyzing our data. Now, I'll be going quickly to what we have. You can see my screen now. You can see these are a lot of things here. We have file, we have home, we have insert, we have formulas, we have page layout, and so many like that. So we are going to be starting with familiarizing ourselves with all these things. Now, Excel is divided into different bars, which will help us whenever we are working with it. The first thing I will introduce us to is what I call the title bar. The title bar, this one is located here at the top of the sheet, and it displays the name of the application, which is the Excel, as well as the current workbook file, which is book 1. Now, by the time we are saving this work, if we save it with another name, let's say Vincotech class 1, you will see this one changes from book 1 to Vincotech class 1. Then to show us the application where we save it on, which is Excel. That is what we call the title bar. So whenever you are working with any Excel sheet or book, here we tell you the particular one you are working with. Another one is at this left side of the title bar. We call it quick access toolbar. Just as the name implies, it gives us quick access to some tools that we may be using more frequent while analyzing our data. You can see here we have save, here we have undo, here we have redo, here we have copy, and so on and so forth like that. And if there is anyone you want that is not available here, you can as well bring it up. You can add it to the ribbon, and as you click on all this, let's say I click new, you can see new has appeared. I want more, let's say I want quick print. You see quick print icon has appeared as well. So that is what we call quick access toolbar. So if I want to copy anything, I will just come here and click this, bam. The moment I click it, it has copied. Now another thing is what we call ribbon. From this file side down to this place is what we call ribbon. In the material that I will be sending to you after the class, you will see the pictorial view and how I label everything. So this is ribbon. Ribbon consists of different tabs. We have the file tab, we have the home tab, we have the insert tab, and many more like that. So this is what we call ribbon. So if you want to pick any tool in the ribbon, you know where to come to. Let's assume I want to insert anything. I'll just click on that insert. If I'm inserting table, I'll click the table. If I want to insert picture, I'll click picture. If I want to insert chart, tour, spark lines, filter, links, text, and so on and so forth. By the time we've gone with this class, you will know when to use all these things and where to apply them. That is ribbon, and ribbon consists of different tabs. The next one is what we call formula bar. If you look at this white space here, it is called formula bar. What does it do? Now, if I want to enter anything inside any of these cells, don't forget in Excel, every every cell is labeled by the column name and the row number. The columns start from A, B, C down to as many as possible, while the rows start from 1 downward. So if I click on this particular place, you will see it's under G column and it's under row 3. So if I want to name this, I will say cell G3. If I come to this place, I will be working with cell C6. So what this formula bar does, it allows you to view or enter or edit any formula or data in an active cell. Any cell where you see the border being bolded like this, it shows you that this is an active cell you're working with. Let's assume we want to type anything here. Let me say type name. You will see as I'm typing it, it's also showing on the formula bar. So this formula bar will tell you what exactly is inside a particular cell. That is the function. Another one is what we call name box. Looking at it by this left hand corner here, is called name box. What does that one do? It gives us the name of a particular cell that we are working with, either a cell or a table, or it can be multiple cells. It displays the reference. That is, if you look at this, if I come here, this is F under 3. You can see that's giving me F3. So instead of me thinking and racking my brain that, oh, what cell am I particularly working with, I can easily come here and see it, I6. If I come here, this is C9. That is the name box. And another thing is, if I have a table here, let's say I create a table, don't worry, by the time we go ahead with the training, you will understand how to insert table. Let's assume I come here and I insert table in this particular column, and I say my column has header, and I click OK. Now this table now has been created, but what I'm seeing here is still B1. So I can rename this table to whatever name I want it to be. If I click inside it, let's assume I select the whole table, I will just click that B1 and maybe table 1. Type it as table 1, then click enter. Okay, table 1. Let me type again, table 1, then enter. You can see this is now table 1. Anytime I select this one, it will tell me that I'm working with table 1. You come here, you want to select table 1, just click on it, it will highlight it for you. So from here to this place is table 1. You can see as I highlight it, everything comes up as table 1. So that is the name box, as the name implies. Another one is what we call workbook workspace. Workbook workspace. And this one, please, you have to take it seriously. The workspace is very important, and that is the particular large area in the middle. This particular place where I'm typing, this where you have multiple cells and so on and so forth. This is what we call the workbook workspace. Everything we are doing here, the name is book. But when you come to this down part, you will see sheet 1. If I click this plus, you see sheet 2. You will see just like our normal notebook, you will see you have first sheet, second sheet. You can create as many sheets as possible, but each of the sheet has its own separate workspace. This workspace contains the grid of column and rows that make up the cells. You can see this column A, B, C, D like that, and row 1, 2 downward like that. Now another one is the sheet tab, which I've mentioned earlier. The sheet tab allows you to switch between different worksheets within a single workbook. This one is a single workbook, but we have sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3. You can create on and on like that. So if I finish working on this and I want to navigate to another sheet, I'll just come to the sheet tabs and click on the tab I want, and there we go. The other one is what we call the scroll bars. Scroll bar, as the name implies, you use it to scroll either to the right or to the left. When you look at the down part, you can use it to scroll to the right as well as to the left. And when you come to the right part of the workspace, you will see another line there. It's also a scroll bar. We have two scroll bars in Excel workspace. You can see I can scroll up and I can also scroll down to whatever cell I want to work with. And the last one we're going to be mentioning is what we call status bar. That one displays information such as maybe sum and whatever thing you are working with. For instance, if I enter a particular data, let's say I say this one is amount, for instance, and under amount I have 120, I have 400, I have 560, so on and so forth, like that. By the time I highlight the three, you can see below this point, you see it gives me the average of these three data I entered. Average is 360. The count, that is how many entries do I have? I have 3. And when you see sum, you see that's added everything together and give me a quick analysis, giving me 1080. This is what we call the status bar. It displays the information, sum, average, count, and so on and so forth. And it also includes the zoom. You want to zoom in or zoom out. Like maybe you want to view the cell to be too tiny, you can reduce it as well, increase it to make each of the cells bigger based on the way you want it to appear. But as for me, I will leave it at 100%. So that is that about. And you can also see it has page layout, it also has page break preview. So that is the interface of Excel. Now we are familiar with what Excel is. The next thing we want to look at is what I call data entries. How do we enter data? Don't mind me, I've already entered some data, but how can we do it without making any error? The first thing you do is you select the particular cell where you want to enter your data. Sorry, let me delete everything on this sheet. Let me delete them so that you can start afresh. Let's assume I want to enter about data for some set of people and I need their names. Let's say this one is for name, this one is for gender. Then on column C, I want to know their qualification, and maybe the last one, I want to know their nationality. So now I've already entered my header. The next thing is to click on the cell where you want to enter your data. Let's assume the first one, I want to enter data Jude. That is the name. The gender is male. You can see as I'm typing, it's moving, but it's not moving by itself. So the moment you come to this place, there are two ways to enter your data. Is either you double click inside that cell. When you see the cursor moving, blinking like this, it shows you can type, and make sure you know the position of that cursor. That is the place where you are typing. If I type anything now, it will be in between U and D. You can see, so you must know the location. Another way to enter data is you come to the moment you locate the cell. You go to the formula bar and type whatever you want to appear inside that cell. Let's say qualification is BSc. You can see as I'm typing it here, it's appearing in the active cell. Then the nationality, let's say the person is Nigerian. So I've entered data for the first person. Now, how to move from one cell to another? Instead of moving your mouse on and on like that, there's a way you can move so that when you are entering your data it will be very very fast. When you want to go to the next cell to the right, you use your tab key on your keyboard. Look at your keyboard now. By the left hand part of the keyboard, above, from on my own laptop here, I have it above, directly above my cap lock key. So when I press the tab, it will be going to the right. But if I want it to come down, I'll press the enter key. That enter key is also by the right part of my keyboard on my laptop. The moment I enter this enter, it will be going downward. But when I want it to go right, I enter the tab. Now, if I'm typing for the second one, let's say this person is Mary, and I want to go to the right part, I'll just use my tab. What is the gender? Female. What is the qualification? Let's say BEng. Then what is the nationality? Let's say the person is a US citizen. And I want to go to the next one. I'll click my enter. You can see enter has taken me to where I started the journey with, from. So I can enter another one. Let's say the person is Mohammed. Then the gender is male. The qualification is MSc, and the nationality, let's say Saudi Arabia. Yes, you can see I've entered my data correctly. Now what if I want to edit a particular data? Now look at this Mohammed. You can see it's not, you can't see everything. It means the width of this cell cannot contain it. So to expand it, come to this your column label. You will see it will change to this cross. Click, double click and drag. The more you drag, the wider the cell will be. But if you want it to just be exactly to contain the largest width of your entry, you double click. When you see it changing to cross sign, double click. It will make it fit to that particular entry. So that is that. If you want to edit your data, it's also very simple. It's either you double click inside it. Let's say maybe this Mary supposed to be let's say supposed to be Angela. If I click once, if I type anything as I click once, it will override everything inside this place. If I'm typing Angela, you can see that's deleted the Mary that is there before. But let's say I don't want to delete the Mary. I just want to remove some part of the, let's say I want to add AN, maybe Marian. As I click on it, I will come to my formula bar and click where I want to type, and I will add whatever I want to add to it. Another way is to double click. Let's say this person is not BEng, let's say he's Master of Science. You can just double click 1, 2. The moment you double click, you see the cursor moving, and you can now delete and enter whatever you want to enter. So that is how to edit our data. You can either edit it in the cell like this, or you edit it in the formula bar, or you type over. When you click it and you want to change everything, you don't need to double click, just type whatever you want to type, and it will, let's say this person is Canada. You can see as I press, it deletes the US automatically. So another thing you can do is to use your F2 key on your keyboard. At the top part of your keyboard, there's what we call F1, F2, F3, F4, up to like F12, depending on the type of keyboard you are using. So if I want to edit this MSc, I'll just take my cursor to that cell, make it active, and press F2. The moment I press F2, that's changed it to editable entry. So that is that about data entry and data editing. Now another thing, maybe when we get to that place, we move faster to make you get it better. Now another thing is how to save your work. It's one thing to finish a whole bulk of work, and it's another thing to save it in the right way that you can access it again by the time you want to access it. So to save your work is a very simple one. There are three different types of saving. The first one is if you are saving for the first time. Another one is if you are making changes to what you have already saved before. And another one is if you are saving just a copy of what you have. That is, you don't want to tamper with this, you want to save another copy of exact thing you have here in another book. Those are the three things you can do with your save. The first method to do is you come to your file. Under the ribbon, there's a tab called File. Click on that file. You will see Save. You will see Save As. Now, if you are saving for the first time, you use your Save As. But if you have saved it before, you just want to update, you save the updates that you added or deleted from your already saved data. You use just Save. So we are saving for the first time, so let's use Save As. It will ask you, okay, where do you want to save it? Is it on the desktop? Is it on your computer, which is this PC? Or you want to save it online on your OneDrive? This is actually very okay for you to save on OneDrive, because if you are working for a particular company and you are using your laptop at home, one beautiful thing about data analytics is that you can work from home at the comfort of your home, and you still update the data and send to your employer. So clicking on this OneDrive will take you to the particular drive you are saving at online, and you enter it then. But now we are saving it on our computer, which is this PC. And let's say I want to save it on desktop. I'll click desktop. If I have different folders in desktop where I want to save it, I can go there and save it. But if I don't have a particular folder, I'll just edit this. Let me delete everything. Let's call it Vincotech Day 1, for instance. Now, if you click save, let me not say you're on your own. You must save this thing in a particular way that you can come back and still view it as Excel. So you click this save as type. Click the drop down, you will see different types. By the time we go on, you will see what we mean by saving as macro enabled workbook, just ordinary Excel workbook, Excel binary workbook, and so on and so forth. But for the sake of this class, when you are working with your Excel, save it as .xlsx. That is Excel workbook. I will click that one and then I will click save. After doing that, go to that title bar. You will see it has changed from book 1. It is now Vincotech Day 1, which we have saved it with. So that is one way to save. Another way to save is to just come to this your quick you come to this your quick access toolbar. You will see save there. Just click it. It will automatically save it. If you are saving for the first time, it will take you through that particular route that we followed, and then you can complete whatever is asking from you. Now, another thing you can do is to use your Ctrl S. If you press Ctrl on your keyboard, then plus, I'm not saying you press plus, just put your hand on Ctrl and another finger on S. That is Ctrl S. The moment you do that, it will save your data. So that's how to save our Excel work.